So this is my review of the feature film River Road. It's written and directed by Rob Willey and stars Cody, Kearsley and Lexi, Redman. The story is about a musician who's just kind of returned back from what seemed like a very sort of successful tour with his band, where he writes the songs and plays guitar, and seems to be enjoying the shenanigans that go on the road. So he's just finished that tour and he's going to sort of chill out. I think it's his aunt's place. It's on River Road, and he's planning on sort of keeping his head down and just sort of enjoying maybe a bit of a quieter life for a bit before he gets back to the whole music thing. But then he runs into a character called Zoe, that's played by Lexi, Redman, and the two obviously hit it off. It feels like very much like a love story, and the film is a love story really. But what happens is Zoe's character is quite sort of fun-loving. She loves sort of maybe pushing things and suggests that the two of them try heroin. The first time it seemed like it was like an accident, and then the pair they start doing it more and more, and soon enough the classic drug dependency kind of plot follows. They get hooked. They then start being desperate to get hold of the stuff. He pawns his guitars, which, as a guitarist, that for me was just like, no, you can't do that. And yeah, it just becomes more and more tragic as he tries to keep them afloat, because she's an American in Canada. She sort of seems to not be able to do as much as him. Like, she can't work on things. But eventually they're getting more and more desperate. Even with Travis's character, the main character, sort of being quite hesitant to begin with, he then sort of does get sucked into it. And soon enough, they're really in the sort of throes of criminal underworld, really sort of bad characters, people that you would generally stay away from. They're having to now engage with these people, and yeah, all those sorts of things follow. There are a couple of twists and turns which I don't want to spoil. I'm going to try and avoid doing any spoilers in this review. But it's a very effective film. It's gritty when it needs to be gritty, but it's also emotional. That central dynamic between the two characters, you really feel it. They're not focusing so much on the drug use and so much on that stuff. It's more about what this does to them as people, as a couple, and how easily it can happen when the highs and lows of an emotional relationship are they mixed with the highs and lows of drug dependency. That it's very engaging and very compelling. Really enjoyed it. The filmmaking is really slick. Even though it achieves that gritty tone which it needs, it's still a very slickly produced, efficient film. I love the drone shots. There's some beautiful shots of like landscapes and things. So one of them is they're on this like wooden level, not sure what you'd call it, kind of like a dock, but a raised dock, I guess, and looking out over the water, and there's like a red sky at one point. That was really, really nice. And there's another bit which I can't really tell you because it will give you away. Basically, yeah, there's another scene with Zoe, and there's a backdrop with Zoe, and it was just lingered on just for a little second, and I think it was because it looked so nice. That cinematography was great. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The score is brilliant. The music's used to really good effect. I personally enjoyed the band scenes as well. Would have had more of them. Happily would have had more of those. And I think that was really great. Some of the criminal characters are really menacing, and really, you do really feel that sort of threat from them. I wasn't so keen on. There's this one kind of bad character, and he's sort of a bit. I feel like they had this sort of comedic element they wanted to put in. I don't think it really landed for me. He makes jokes and chats a lot of rubbish, and you kind of just nod along. But some of it, I thought, really, like, is that going to be the bit you put into the final edit? And I think it kind of ruined what was actually a really good, smart, intelligent movie with this sort of almost like a need to just put something light in, whereas I feel that could have been done differently. The other aspect to it is that you've got two characters that you're listening to, and you're very aware that there's a narration And whenever I hear a narration, and I'm sure a lot of viewers are like this, you kind of go, well, if they're narrating it, unless this is kind of a ghost, that it removes some of the threat from some of the scenes. So that was my only sort of two criticisms. But generally, I really like the film. I think there's so much to it. The way they handle the heavy themes with the sort of romance themes worked brilliantly. Hats off to the filmmakers for achieving that. The performances are great, largely, especially the two central performances. I could have watched them for ages. I thought they were great. And there's a lot there for viewers to unpick and connect with. Stories like this are very emotional, and loved ones or anyone like that going through a situation like this, and anyone that's sort of experienced, as I said, those highs and lows, especially for like a new relationship and things, can definitely connect with that. So yeah, the film's called River Road. I believe it's out now on Apple TV, depending on where you are. Obviously it's UK Film Review, so whether it's available in the UK, you'll have to seek it out. But they have a website as well, so if you go to tallgrassfilms.ca/river-road, you'll be able to find out a bit more about the film and check it out. And I think it's worth checking out. I think it's a great piece of filmmaking, really engaging, and I look forward to seeing what Rob Willey and the cast do next, whether they work together or on different films, because I think they're all really good, and really strong film to have presented. So yeah, enjoy.